It's a day past April 30th, but the source code for Metal Gear Solid 2 leaked. Very unexpected, very out of the blue, came up abruptly on 4chan, which kind of figures, but it seems like all the assets, the uncompressed assets of Metal Gear Solid 2, the version that was used in the collection on the Vita, were dumped. Unclear who did it. I'd rather not figure that out. Thank you to whoever did it, though. This is big for a number of reasons. Last proper port we have is the Substance one, and that's pretty outdated these days. Having the source code for a game is huge anyway. Really opens up modding and a bunch of other possibilities. What interests me is the cut content. Metal Gear Solid 2 is notorious for having certain sequences cut because of 9/11. This game was being developed and it was being wrapped up when that major terrorist attack happened. And some moments hit a little too close to home, so Konami decided to scale things back a bit with some scenery and imagery. Most notably, there's a scene of Arsenal gear crashing into Manhattan, knocking over the Statue of Liberty and leveling other buildings. You witness the aftermath of this, and you see just as it's ready to happen, but the sequence itself is cut. Now, there are making-of videos and other polygon assets that confirm that this was modeled and animated. This was cut very late. And there's still coding left, according to the source code leak. This goes pretty far. There were supposed to be US flags at Federal Hall when Raiden and Solidus had their final battle. They're censored. They got removed completely. They have been restored, actually. You can see how they add a lot of ambiance to the scene. And this was supposed to notably end after Solidus died, with Raiden cutting down one of the flags and having it drape over his body before a SWAT officer took his body away. I think that could be restored too, I'm not sure. I get the feeling that was animated as well. But according to the coding that people have found so far within the source code leak, there is still stuff related to the Arsenal gear and Manhattan crash. The directional lighting, the ambient lighting, it might have actually survived. If people could restore it, that would be huge. I've always wondered what that scene looked like. Metal Gear Solid 2 is such a weird, surreal, and mysterious game. Not just because of the story, but because of the circumstances, the changes made late into it. And I'd really like to see what all the original vision for it looked like. At least the vision that existed when Solidus was the villain. I know an early version had Liquid as the antagonist in Iraq, but I don't think that got off the ground. But I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm not a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, but MGS2 is a special game. And I don't know, I think that the whole changes late in development are fascinating. How unintentionally tragic they would have been. I get why they were cut, but I really want to see what they would have looked like. And if those cutscenes could be restored, that would be huge. Plus, this would open up a lot of modding opportunities as well. Source code access makes that so much easier. And at this point, Metal Gear Solid 2 is over 24 years old. I think it's okay to mess around with the source code at this point. What do you guys think? Do you think that the cut sequences of Arsenal gear crashing into Manhattan can be restored? Do you think that other scenes, like the tanker escape that was cut down, do you think that could be brought back? Or the scene of Solidus having the American flag draped over his body? Because there is seemingly a lot left over. Some sequences got cut for various reasons, and wasn't just entirely censorship. Apparently there might be more from the E3 demonstration as well. Love to know what you guys think, especially because it's been a while since I've played the game. I do have the novelization on hand, though. I don't know, I like the novelization. It actually does describe the crash, which is kind of neat. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm going to keep an eye on this, and if any other big developments come around, if any sequences get restored, I'll let you guys know. Thank you all for watching. Take care.